My name is Willa Meyers. I'm 33 years old, and 19 months ago, I disappeared from my own family. Not because I wanted to hurt them, not because I was angry, but because I needed to answer a question that had been eating me alive for years. If I stopped being useful, would anyone still care that I exist? I didn't block anyone. I didn't change my number. I didn't leave a dramatic goodbye message. I just stopped showing up. And for 19 months, not a single person in my family noticed I was gone. Not my mother, not my sister, not even the kids I helped raise like they were my own. The first time anyone tried to reach me was when they needed something. And by the time they realized I wasn't there anymore, I had already given them 214 chances to care, and they ignored almost all of them. Before I tell you how everything fell apart and how one simple package turned my entire family against each other, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. I always read them, and I want to know who's here with me. Now let me take you back to the exact moment I became invisible. I was 14 years old, standing in my mother's kitchen 3 weeks after my father died. The house felt hollow, like the walls themselves were grieving. My mom sat on the couch, staring at a TV that wasn't even turned on, wearing the same robe she hadn't taken off in days. My little sister Kara stood in the doorway, her voice shaking. "I'm hungry." I waited for my mom to respond. She didn't move, she didn't blink, she didn't even look at us. So I walked into the kitchen, grabbed a box of macaroni and cheese, and taught myself how to cook for the first time. I burned my fingers, spilled cheese powder everywhere, messed up the timing, but I made 3 bowls. Kara ate quietly at the table. My mom took hers without looking at me and said, "Finally, someone's being useful." No thank you, no acknowledgement, no, "Are you okay?" That was the moment I stopped being a daughter and became a function. 17 years later, nothing had changed. At 31, I lived 12 minutes away from my mom, had my own apartment, my own job, my own life, but none of it actually belonged to me. Every Sunday night, I opened my calendar, and it was filled with everyone else's life. Doctor appointments for my mom because she couldn't keep track, school pickups for Kara's kids, babysitting every Saturday so she and her husband could have a break, holidays I planned, cooked, and cleaned for, birthdays I organized, emergencies I solved. My calendar was full, but my life was empty. Not one entry had my name on it. Then one night, staring at that calendar, a thought hit me so hard it felt like a punch to the chest. When was the last time anyone showed up for me? A few weeks later, my birthday came, March 12th. I woke up and checked my phone. Nothing. I told myself they were busy. I waited all day. Still nothing. Not a single message, not even a lazy happy birthday. After work, I bought myself a cupcake and sat in my car eating it alone. At 7:15, my phone rang. Mom. For a second, I smiled. Maybe she remembered. "Willa, I need you to go to CVS. My prescription's ready." I gripped the steering wheel and said, "It's my birthday today." She paused, just for a second. "Oh, happy birthday. Did you pick it up?" That was it. That was the moment something inside me finally broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, just completely. That night, I opened my laptop and searched apartments in Portland. I didn't move immediately. I needed proof first. So I ran an experiment. For 5 months, I tried to reach them, not as the person who fixes everything, but as a person who just wanted to be seen. I sent messages like, "Hey, how are you? I miss you. Want to spend time together?" 214 messages, 11 replies. All short, all cold, all about something they needed. Not one asked how I was. That's when it hit me. I wasn't family, I was a service. So I left, packed everything into a trailer, and drove 2,100 miles away. And then I stopped chasing people who never turned around. The silence that followed wasn't shocking, it was confirmation. Months passed. No calls, no texts, no one wondering where I was. Nothing. Until one day my sister needed a babysitter. She called. no answer. She texted, no response. So she drove to my apartment and found out I hadn't lived there for over a year. Her first reaction wasn't, "Is she okay?" It was, "Why didn't she tell us?" That's when my phone exploded. 47 voicemails in 48 hours. Not one asked if I was safe. Every single one called me selfish. So I sent them something they couldn't ignore. A box. Inside it, 214 messages, printed, organized, highlighted, and on top, one sentence. I tried 214 times. Here they are. I mailed it on my birthday, and it arrived the day my mother stood in front of a room of people telling them I abandoned my family. She opened that box in front of everyone, and for the first time, the truth spoke louder than her words. Page after page of ignored messages. Proof that I didn't disappear. I was ignored until I stopped trying. The room went silent. Then everything fell apart. Not because of me, but because they finally saw themselves. My sister saw 94 messages she ignored. My mom saw 87. My brother-in-law saw every message he read and chose not to answer. The story they had been telling everyone collapsed in seconds. And for the first time in their lives, there was no one there to fix it for them. Back in Portland, my phone kept ringing. I didn't answer. Not because I was angry, but because I finally understood something that took me 33 years to learn. Just because someone needs you doesn't mean they value you. My life now is quiet, but it's mine. I have friends who ask me how I am and actually wait for the answer. I have a calendar filled with things I chose. I have time to breathe, to think, to exist as a person, not a solution. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm living instead of surviving. My family? They're still dealing with the truth. My sister is learning what life feels like when she has to handle everything herself. My mom is sitting in a house that finally feels as empty as I used to feel. And slowly, painfully, they're realizing something they never had to think about before. What happens when the person who holds everything together stops? I didn't leave to punish them. I didn't send that package for revenge. I sent it because I tried talking for months and nobody listened. The package was just proof that I tried. If you're watching this and you're the one in your family who does everything, who fixes everything, who sacrifices everything, listen to me carefully. Your value is not in how useful you are. You are not a backup plan. You are not free labor. You are not a solution to everyone else's problems. You are a person, and if the people around you can't see that, walking away isn't selfish. It's survival. My name is Willa Meyers. I'm 33 years old. I live in Portland, Oregon, and for the first time in my life, if I disappeared, someone would notice. And maybe the real question isn't, why did I leave? Maybe the real question is, why did it take me so long?